Brady here. What's up, guys, from DAC Performance and Health. And today we're going to get right into it. We're going to be talking about what it means if you're reliant on soft tissue work. So, what it means if you're reliant on soft tissue work. Drag that down there. Hope you guys are doing well, having a good night. This is what we're doing tonight. Reliant on soft. And the reason that we're doing this, the reason that I'm doing this tonight is because I think it's important to get across the point, get across the actual education on what soft tissue work is, what it does, and what it means if you're relying on it, right? So basically, we're going to talk about three different things. So number one, if you're reliant on soft tissue work, so reliant on soft tissue work means that you feel like you need soft tissue work to go out and be able to perform. And the reason that we don't want to be reliant on soft tissue work, the reason that we train our guys through our one-on-ones, through our vital programming to not be reliant on soft tissue work is because of what we're going to go through here. The 3 points that we're going to go through is why we don't personally want to be reliant on soft tissue work, because it's not a real, being reliant on soft tissue work is an indicator that there's something a little bit off with your preparation, and that there's something that can be done better. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong. It means that there's something that can be done better, and we don't want to use soft tissue work to deaden our system. So 3 things reliant on soft tissue work. What to do or what it means. Number one, indicator you are not prepared for life. Indicates not prepared for the life you are living. So the reason that this indicates that you're not prepared for the life that you're asking yourself to live, or that you are living, is because let's say that we have you here. The reason that this person that you does soft tissue work is because you have some type of sensation, right? If your lat, let's say that this is your lat, right? That is going to be your lat. If your lat is not tight, right? If that is not tight, then you have no need or thought, you'll have no thought of soft tissue, right? That's a soft tissue. But let's say that we have an alternate person here, right? We have, this is you, your lat is tight, and you're thinking soft tissue. Let's say we have an alternate version of you here, and the lat has 0 tightness, right? This is your lat, that's your lat, but it's a perfectly clean lat. There's no tightness. You're going to have a thought. The thought is not going to be soft tissue. We'll X out that, right? The thought could literally be like, it could be anything else, but it's not going to be soft tissue. So the reason that soft tissue, continual need or being reliant on soft tissue is an indicator that you're not prepared for the life that you're asking yourself to live, is because what you're asking yourself to do is providing this tightness, which is causing you to think that I need soft tissue, right? So for example, let's say if we carry this example out further, and this is you, what you did the day before was you went and threw a baseball. And you're like, so you went and threw a baseball, this is you the day before, then that then leads to day number 2, next day, where your lat is tight and you're thinking, oh, I need soft tissue. We don't want that to happen, right? What we want to do is let's say that this is you throwing your baseball. Let's say that we have over the course of the past 6 months, this is going to be 6 months. This is how we think for our guys. The guys that we're training, this is how we're thinking. We have the 6 months. Let's say that this is his off season, and over the course of the 6 months, he's done, this is him doing, let's say that this is an impulse. He's done impulses. He's done an overhead joint move. He's done a depth drop onto the floor. That's going to be a depth drop onto the floor. He's done overhead impulse, right? He's done all these things over the course of the 6 months, and the intent is that when he goes to throw the baseball, here, our intent is that on the next day, he goes to throw the baseball here. Our intent is that on the next day, he feels absolutely nothing in his lat, because we have prepared him to feel nothing there. The soft tissue, the tightness is what causes you to think that you need soft tissue. So why this is an indicator that you're not prepared for the life that you ask yourself to live, is because if you're prepared for it, you wouldn't have any sensation, you wouldn't feel the need for the soft tissue, right? And that takes us into number 2. So number 2, if you're reliant on soft tissue work. Number 2, indicator reliant on turning off receptors to be able to, we'll say operate. I think that's what it says. So number 2, it's an indicator. So being reliant on soft tissue work, number 2, is an indicator you are reliant, or the person, say person, is reliant on turning off receptors to operate. So make this part here real for you. Being reliant on soft tissue, feeling like you have this tightness that you need to do soft tissue for, that you have to put some baseball in or some lacrosse ball, or you have to get someone to rub it out. Being reliant on that means that you are reliant on turning off receptors to operate. Because receptors are what are causing the tightness. So let's take a look at what that actually means. This is you. You have thrown. You have the tightness in your lat. The reason that there's tightness there is because you have a receptor. We're going to say that this is a receptor. Okay? This is tightness. This is a receptor. The receptor is taking in the environment of your body, of your tissue, of your arm. It is getting the signal. It is receiving the information. This is just going to be like a flow of information, info, from your environment. It is receiving information that says I need to tell you, let's say that this is you up here, right? This is you. The receptor here is getting the information that I need to tell you, I need to send up data to lock me down. I need the response of lockdown. This is the cycle that happens. The receptor gets the information, it sends information up that says, hey, you need to lock me down, so the response back is tightness and lockdown. It's telling you something. So the reason that number 2 is true here, indicator that the person is reliant on turning off receptors to operate. That's why I say that, because if you have tightness, you feel like you need the soft tissue in order to handle that, you are reliant on being like, hey, I need to turn this receptor off. I need to turn this thing off so that I can go and I can play and I can operate. So you're basically saying, like, I need to shut off information from my body so that I can go play, so that I can go operate in my life in the way that I want to. We don't, like, in our perspective, we don't want to be reliant on turning off receptors to be able to operate, right? If you want to go throw, if you want to be able to go throw, we don't want to have you be like, oh, well, before I go throw, I have this idea, soft tissue, because my tissue is tight or sore or hurts, so I need to rub it out with a lacrosse ball. We don't want that to happen. We want you to be prepared, so prepared to the level that we're here. You can go through and you have no sensation, you have no feedback. And the training is what we use to prepare you for that. All the soft tissue does is shut off a receptor that's giving you information. It's literally cutting off info, right? We can make even like, if this is you, come on, let's say that this is you, and this is, we're going to say that this is your body, and your body is sending you information about what to do to it. Being reliant on soft tissue, it essentially means that we're trying to cut off that communication. We're being like, hey, I don't want to hear from you, so I'm going to shut off this receptor that you're using to provide me data. We don't want to do that. We want you to be very much in communication. Our ideal, or what we want to train our guys to do, if this is you and this is the body, we want to have open flow of communication from 2 and 4, or from and then 2. We want to have an open flow of communication so that we're actually getting all that data so that we can use it to understand how we need to prepare, right? We do not want to cut off the flow of information. So that is why we don't want our guys to be reliant, or I don't want myself, I don't want you, whatever it is, I don't want the person to be, whatever that says, reliant on turning off receptors to operate. So just think about soft tissue as that I need to turn off a receptor in order to operate. Again, it does not mean, so the whole point of this is that tightness, pain, inhibition is not bad. It's not bad, it's information from your body, right? It's this. Where'd it go? It's this. All pain, tightness, information, or all pain, tightness, inhibition is information from your body to you that causes a response. We want that information. It doesn't mean that something's wrong. It doesn't mean something's off. It doesn't mean that something's bad. But being reliant on shutting that off is being reliant on turning off receptors that are giving you information, right? So that's number 2 if you're reliant on soft tissue work. Number 3 is indicator. Indicator preparation is not exceeding demand. Indicator prep is not exceeding demand. So let's say we have, this is you, right? On this end here, we have, this is going to be your demand. So it could be your sport, it could be your life, whatever it is. This is your demand. On this side is the prep. If you're getting sensation from the demand, if you're getting sensation after your life sport demand, that means that the demand is up here and your prep has been down here. Okay? So that's all it is, that's all it's an indicator of. And you can think about this very simply. If you think about the difference between, if you were to just hold your arm here, most people will be able to do that without any feedback or sensation. Like you just hold it there and there's nothing. If you were to all of a sudden put 1,000 pounds on top of the arm and it were to drop and you were to feel that drop, you were to have a sensation of some type of pain or inhibition, you would then get feedback. You would then get that feedback because the demand is more than you're prepared for. You weren't prepared for that, so you're going to feel it, right? Super, 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 super simple and basic. But so that's all it is. That's all it's an indicator of, is that your prep is not met your demand. So what we want to do with our guys when we're training, or what we view as important, what I view as important in training, is that the preparation is greater than the demand, so you have no need to feel feedback, or that you in your performance in your life and the thing that you're going to do, you have no need to get feedback because you're prepared. You have prepared yourself for that. And you're prepared in the moment to process the feedback, any feedback that you're getting, right? So that is what I look at when I look at soft tissue. Like soft tissue is not just something to try or throw at the wall. There's a very specific mechanism through which soft tissue works. And if you are reliant on soft tissue, it means something. Please take into consideration that this is not meant to tell you that you have to do things differently. This is not meant to tell you that something is wrong if you have to do soft tissue. This is meant to give my perspective and how we operate on what it is that we want to create, what it is that I want to create for myself, and what it is that we want to create for our athletes, which is a situation where soft tissue work is not needed because we actually want the information from our body, right? We go back to here. We want communication from our body, not shutting that off here, right? I don't want to be reliant. We don't want to be reliant on shutting off receptors to operate. And so that shapes and forms the way that we operate. We don't utilize a lot of soft tissue, or I personally don't utilize any soft tissue because that is simply information and I need to adjust something in my preparation if I'm getting feedback from my body, right? So hopefully that gives some data on soft tissue work. And again, to go over the 3 points, if you're reliant on soft tissue work, number 1, indication, not prepared for the life you're asking yourself to live. Number 2, indicator, person is reliant on turning off receptors to operate. Number 3, indicator, preparation is not exceeding your demand. So those 3 things. And once again, this is not meant to scare you. This is simply meant to give data on how it is that I view soft tissue work, or what soft tissue work actually does. It turns off the receptor so that you do not get the communication for a period of time while that receptor is offline. And then that allows you to go perform. But being reliant on it means that you are reliant on turning that receptor off. That is very clearly and simply what's happening. And so that is why we do not utilize it. We use it as a tool, a piece of information, right, to use instead of something to just try to shut off and ignore.